Hi everyone, my name is Junon. I have a health science background, and I'm the author of the book Truth and Empathy: How to Find Your Soulmate. And I'll put a link to the book below. This video is about why INFJs often feel very lonely. But before we dive into this topic, I would like to know who would be interested in a workshop about INFJs. We'll last about 2 hours. It would be around mid-November 2022, so about 3.5 weeks from now. So let me know if you would be interested, and if you do want to participate, send me an email at my address jmaceus@sexualhealthsite.info. In the subject line, you put INFJ workshop, and I'll put obviously some of my information down there so you can get a hold of me. And then I will send you information about this workshop. So let's look at why INFJs tend to feel very lonely. So what happens, obviously, because INFJs is the rarest MB type or side type. So that alone means that if they're not going to encounter someone like themselves, this is kind of self-evident that it's going to be difficult. And what happens with the INFJs is that if you look at history, again, people who were very well known as INFJs, like most of them were saints and sages. I mean, you're talking about people who were spiritually at the highest level. And what happens when a person interacts with another person is that very soon they know if the person's on the same wavelength, literally. So the INFJ, being the most aware spiritually, knows very quickly when they interact with another person if this person is at the same level as they are. And when you look at, let's say, brain types, because that's what it is that most people are sensors, meaning that they have a beta brain dominance. Being an INFJ means that person has a theta brain dominance. So when you're talking about something that, different way of looking at the world or perceiving, reality. So it's not, that what the world is about, but the filter through which people see it. So in other words, INFJs, the likelihood of even stumbling on one or two energy within a lifetime is extremely low. I mean, based on my favorite spiritual teacher, David R. Hawkins, he was saying that people who have a theta brain dominance, we're talking about like 1 in 10 million. I know that sounds like an incredible number, but I mean, if let's say you were to, just ask normal, healthcare professionals or doctors, or even go online and say how many people have a theta brain dominance. Actually, most people would say that it's very impossible. So it's not by accident that people who were INFJs in history felt very lonely. And the other aspect is that even if a person is not an INFJ, is that we all know deep down that no one will be exactly like us in the whole history of humankind. So feeling isolated or different from others, it's more of a normal condition for human beings. So that's why I always advocate that like attract like, because at the very least, if you can find someone whose brain type is similar to yours, that really helps in terms of feeling connected, feeling understood, because ultimately, like attract like, in the sense that we want to feel part of another person's world, and whether it's intellectually, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and so forth. So if, let's say, some person is very different from us, we can't help it but feel there's a distance between them and ourselves, and you cannot reveal who you really are. There's certain aspects of you that you cannot, really reveal, because the person will not understand it. So that's why I would say that a person like an INFJ very much, feel that way, because of the fact that they are the rarest. So the likelihood of having a person who understands their reality is very remote. So that's why you'll see in history most sages and saints actually stayed single. I think it's not because they were not attractive to others, or they were not, let's say, able to communicate or be charming or things of the sort. I think it has to do with the fact that they felt so isolated and not feeling really connected, so they'd rather be alone and actually be physically alone than being with a person and feeling even lonelier. So let me know if you agree or disagree with the content of this video by commenting below. If you like this video, if you learned something, please click on the like button. Also remember, if you are interested in participating in this INFJ workshop in November 2022, to send me a message at my email address, jmaceus@sexualhealthsite.info, and putting in the subject line INFJ workshop. And again, I'll send you the information. Remember to click on the nonfiction bell to be notified of the videos I'm going to be making. And we will talk soon.